Unit 1. Lesson 8, that is 3. In the previous topic, we were talking about lesson 2. That was how to make simple present tense or present simple. Students, you know what simple present tense and what present simple mean. They are both same. We are doing some of the sentences using simple present tenses. Simple present tense means a very important tense that's usually used in our day-to-day life. Simple present tense is a very important part of the lesson that you use at school, at home, and when you talk about any issues with your friends. So simple present tense are important tenses. So what are the verbs that we use in order to use simple present tense? All are V1 or verb 1. So if you are using this verb 1 or simple present tense in your day-to-day life, you are able to interact with your teachers with no difficulties. You are able to ask different questions with your students and teachers too. You are able to discuss and express your idea in different issues. Therefore, simple present tense is a very important part of the tense. Today, we are going to see that as a part of simple present tense. Part of simple present tense. Simple present or present simple. They are both the same. But our issue is talking about active and passive tenses. Active tense of simple present tense and a passive form of simple present tense. Before I'm going to give you some sample examples, I would like to give you some explanation about what active means, what passive means. Active means, students, just to give more emphasis about the door of the actor. That means the subject, the one who is performing the action in a sentence. So in such a case, don't forget that you have to use different kinds of pronouns. This may be your pronoun or a noun, such as first person singular, first person plural, that is first person singular I, we, and second person singular and plural, that is you, and all third person singulars, including they, that's plural form, also a part of a simple present tense active voice. That's why they are all stands for referring to what? People, or the one who is performing or doing action in a sentence. But these pronouns also can be replaced by a noun form. See? And instead of he or she, you are welcome to write a name of your friends or a name of your teacher, a name of any person. So they are both used interchangeably without change of the mood of the active tense. Therefore, doer of the action. Give more emphasis to the subject. The subject gives more emphasis. Or doer of the action. Doer of the action. With that, a person. The subject gives more emphasis when you talk about simple present passive. But if you want to talk about the one who receives the action, the receiver of the action, the receiver of the action gives in this form. Which form? In the passive form. We give more emphasis to the receiver of the action. So it becomes what? Passive. Every sentence which is consisted of active, it is three forms of the structure: the subject, the verb, and the object. But when it comes in the case of the passive voice, we'll give more emphasis about the action. I would like to give you some sample examples here now. Look at these sentences. Sentence 1. They grow vegetables in the garden. Look at, they grow vegetables in the garden. Where do you think is a verb? Where do you think is a subject? Definitely. This sentence is consisted of three parts. They grow vegetables in the garden. They is subject. Grow is a verb. Vegetables, that is an object. With no object, you can't form a passive tense or passive simple sentence. So now, let's go and change this sentence about what? We don't want to talk about the door of actor. We give more emphasis to what? To the vegetables. Our concern is the vegetables. So now, when it comes in the case of the passive construction, it can be written in such a way. Which one is the object? The object comes here now. This is a passive form. Vegetables, they are plural in number. Good, they are plural in number. The vegetables are grown in the garden. By whom? By them. Now, the subject goes the last position. That's why our concern is not talking about the door of actor, rather the action that is taking place by whom? By the object. So vegetables are grown in the garden by whom? We don't care. We don't mind about who is growing those vegetables. It's not our concern. What our concern is that the vegetables are properly grown in that area or not. That's why it is a passive form. The passive form is like this. So how do we use this are? Very interesting question. Come on, students. When you use passive in the simple present tense form, don't forget that these verb to be forms. The verb to be that are commonly used are in such a way. Am, is, are, and then V3 form. This has to be the structure, so as to make what? A passive voice. Therefore, this grown is, you are welcome. Here now, the V1, the V2, and the V3. Here now, grow, you are welcome. You can get this verb here now. That's why, because we are talking about the active tense, the active voice. Grow is the V1, and then V2 form that is grew. We don't bother about grew. And then the V3 form become that is grown. So in such a case, the V3 form usually takes what? V3 form. Be careful, students. Don't use V2, don't use V1. In the case of what? Passive construction only. Right? Let me give you that. Another example again. Example 2. Aryam. Aryam prepares. Prepares his food in the kitchen. Aryam prepares his food in the kitchen. Aryam. You see now, Aryam. This is a subject. The verb is here. It is. This is V1. Here it is. It's food. That's it. It's an object. In the kitchen. What does he prepare in the kitchen? So this stands as an object. See? And then Aryam prepares. Don't forget that here is S. That's why, because Aryam is third person singular. Therefore, this can be written in such a way in the case of passive construction. His food wet is, and then prepared. Is prepared where? In the kitchen. In the kitchen. His food is prepared in the kitchen. This is a passive voice. That's why, because food is uncountable noun, and then it takes that is, then his food is prepared in the kitchen. It becomes active voice. Still now, don't forget that those verbs to be's, is, are very important. Let's go and do another sentence. Jonathan, washed his lunchbox. Jonathan washed his lunchbox. Again, its passive form will be what's that? Jonathan is a subject. Here it is. Wash, that is a verb, still now. His lunchbox stands as an object phrase, right? So, possible. Therefore, these are all totally objects. So, his lunchbox is washed. His lunch box is washed. By whom? By Jonathan. His lunchbox is washed. If you are welcome, you can write by Jonathan. Otherwise, if you are writing like this, it's welcome. Still now it is a passive voice. I'm going to write again another sentence. Come on. Good. Tawfiq deliver the package on time. Tawfiq delivers the package on time. It's a kind of product. Package, a kind of product, different kinds of items, in order to dispatch for all shop from you. So Tawfiq delivers the package on time. The package is an object. Yeah, it's an object. Here is a verb, and now there is a subject. So you are welcome, just starting from the package, and possible to change into what? Passive voice. So this can be written in such a way. So the package is delivered on time. By whom? By Tawfiq. These are the forms. So, while you are talking about the action, okay, that's performed by someone, don't forget that you use passive present tenses. Now, let me give you some questions. Okay, students, thank you so much. Hopefully that you understood what we have discussed so far about active tenses and passive tenses. I'm sure that it is clear how to make active tenses and how to make passive tenses based on the structure that I gave you previously. Next to this, I would like to give you some of the activities that you are going to change into active to passive forms. Change active tenses into passive. Khadija throws a ball. Ayam cooks delicious food. Halima cleans a room. The director calls the teachers for meeting. The parents award their children. Let us look at these 5 sentences. You see, in every sentence, in every active tenses, it is consisted of with different structure. Here it is a subject, then a verb, then an object. Ram is the subject, cooks is that is a verb, and delicious food that is an object. Halima is subject, cleans is a verb, and then a room that is an object. The director calls the teachers. The parents award their children as an object. Therefore, so all these are talking about the door of the actor. In short, what we call them, they are active tenses. Shall we go to change into passive form? Good. Let me give you some chance to you and try to do it and discuss with your friends and share your answers with your friends. You are welcome. Have you done it? That is interesting. Very good. Very good. That's it. So I'm sure that don't forget these forms. These are very important forms to change into what? Active form in the case of what? Passive form structures. These are the forms for passive. That's why you are talking about students. You are talking about the actions. What is performed by the subjects. Let's go to the first one. Good. Have you done like this? A ball is thrown by whom? By Khadija. A ball is thrown by Khadija, or by him also possible. Acceptable answer. And then Aryam cooks delicious food. Who prepares delicious food? Aryam. That's why we are talking about present form, the present active form. Whereas in the case of passive form, delicious food is cooked by whom? By Aryam. Hopefully that you will do the rest of the other questions 3, 4, 5 and just discuss with friends. Hopefully till we meet next time. See you. Goodbye, students.
Thank you.